Welcome to 3rd grade at Rocky Creek Elementary. We look forward to working with you and your children this year. Communication is key in 3rd grade. You will find a communication folder that will come home every Monday in your child's hero binder. Please look for this. All important papers are in there. Some will need to be signed. And you'll also find graded papers. Some will need to be returned signed, and if so, it will say so at the top. Others can be put back in, or can stay at home. The ones that need to be returned, you can put them back in the communication folder after you've signed them and looked over them. There's also a place to sign in the communication folder by the appropriate date, stating that you've seen all the papers inside. You'll get a newsletter each Monday through an email only. There will be no paper copies of the email, so please make sure you provide us with a valid email address. All important information, test dates, upcoming units of study will be in the newsletter. Each Friday you'll receive a family-friendly letter. Please read your child's letter. They've written it to you about their week at Rocky Creek, and if you will respond to them in proper letter format and send it back the following Monday. If for some reason you run out of time, you can sign it and send it back without a letter. If you send us an email, please allow us at least 24 hours to respond. In your child's hero binder, you will find their GPS, otherwise known as an agenda. Please look for everyday homework assignments and sign this every single night. This keeps our lines of communication open. If you have a note to us, you can put it in the GPS. Just make sure your child shows us the very next day. There's a homework folder. There's a return to school pocket and a keep at home pocket. Please empty these every night. Anything that you need to bring back to school with your child, put it in the return to school pocket, including lunch money, signed papers, anything of that nature. There's also a science and social studies folder. You will find notes in the science and social studies folder that need to be studied. If you send a note with your child, make sure you've emphasized the importance of your child handing it to us the next day. Sometimes they do forget. And if you make a transportation change, it needs to be with a note, or you need to call the school office, not email. And we look forward to meeting with every single one of you at a conference soon to discuss your child's behavior, strengths, etc.
3rd grade is a shift year for your child. The pacing is going to be a little more rigorous than they have experienced in the past, because we have content that will be graded in science and social studies. We try to gradually ease your child into how to study for these new areas of content. Homework will be written every night in an agenda, as mentioned in communication. If you could please remember to check nightly. Test. Each child will be given notes for the unit we are studying, and the notes will be kept in the GPS in a page protector. We'll be using them at school, and we hope that y'all will use them at home to study small chunks on a nightly basis. Math facts are key to building foundation in math. If you could help your child use tools at home to practice addition and subtraction facts at the beginning of the year, and as the year progresses, multiplication and division. First in math, passwords have been issued, and just the facts and gems are a great tool to help them get started. Supplies have been turned in and are greatly appreciated, but please understand that as the year goes on, your child may need replacement of pencils or sticky notes or certain notebooks if they haven't been taken care of. At Rocky Creek, we promote good leadership, and your child will be rewarded with Creek Cash for positive behavior. If there is a problem, an R stamp, standing for Ranger, will come home in the GPS for negative repeated behavior. Homework should be completed daily. Unless there is a note home from the parent, the child will be expected to make up any missed homework during class, during the school day at lunch, at a working lunch.
Homework should not take any longer than 50 minutes at max for a third grader. If your child is spending longer than 50 minutes on homework, you need to send your child's teacher a note. We expect third graders to read at least 20 minutes per night. We expect them to complete their home link. If they have trouble with their home link, please give us a note, sign a note on the paper or in the agenda letting us know they had trouble, and we will help them at school. Look for science and social studies notes in your child's agenda. We will highlight what we learn in school, so look for the highlighted parts to study. We'll go in order of that. We don't want homework to be a stressful time for your child. Please let us know if that is the case, and we encourage open communication with you all year long. Ways to study at home: put first things first. Depending on your child, it might be a good idea for them to sit down and do their homework first thing when they get home, or they may need some playtime. You discuss this with your child. Establish a routine. Do they have a certain place they can go to study each day at home? Ways to help them study: flashcards, websites. We will be sending more information home later about Quizlet to help your child study social studies and science. We encourage you to help them review the notes. We will be teaching your children how to review notes, how to study for those social studies and science tests. And please read your child's agenda and read our newsletters.
This is our grading scale that's used at Rocky Creek. Notice that an A is 93 to 100, and that means excellent work, not just above average, but excellent work. And a B would be average, or excuse me, B is above average. C is average. It's okay if your child gets a C. Not all children are going to perform at an A level. If they do get a C, it's okay. That's really important, and we want you to know that. Especially at the beginning of the year when we're learning how to take tests. It can be quite challenging. Make sure you send those graded papers back on Mondays in the communication folder if there's a space for you at the top to sign.
At Rocky Creek, we follow the 7 habits of a leader, and these 7 habits can be located in your child's GPS with a description of each habit. We encourage you to look over these with your child at home, and we also encourage your child to use these habits at home as well. For example, you may want to encourage your child to put first things first when they get home from school by doing their homework before playing. And instilling these habits outside of the classroom will just strengthen what we practice here at Rocky Creek. These are some ways that you can help at home. You can collect box tops, the Mars candy wrappers, as well as Capri Suns. You may also use the grocery store and Office Depot cards that give back money to our school. We encourage you to support our Dining with the RCE nights and afternoons as well. And we would also love to have you join our PTA. Thank you for all you do to help us each day. We look forward to a great year with you and your children.